Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my first ever review in October. I'm not exactly sure what the... Oh. Hold on a sec, guys, getting a phone call. Yeah, I always hate it. Every time I try to record, I get a phone call. Oh, it's double K. Cool. Hey dude, what's going on? Yeah, I'm like literally right in the middle of filming. So, what's up? Oh yeah, I saw the Deathgasm review, man. That's awesome! You finally got your first review up on your channel. That is so cool. Link in the description. And that is absolutely amazing, man. No, I saw it, and whew. Bro, you wanted me to edit a lot. What happened to that? Okay, well, anyway, dude. I'm kind of running out of ideas for what to do in October. Any clue? Favorite horror series? Oh yeah. I think I got something for that. Guys, I'm going to be talking about my favorite horror movie franchise, period. And I thought, well, since I'm going to be talking about horrible stuff, might as well stand in front of a wall of my various collection of sharp, hurty, stabby things. Now, what is my favorite horror movie franchise of all time? You might be guessing. Well, if you saw the description of the video that's right down here, I'm pretty sure you know. But for those of you who can't read, obviously, this is going to be a 5-video series about the 5 films in the Tremors franchise, which are my absolute favorite horror movies, period. I love them so much. And we're going to go from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the relatively newly released one, which I didn't have high hopes for. I really didn't. When I saw who was cast in it, or, okay, when I saw one person who was cast in it, or just the box art itself, we'll get to that bridge when we come to it. Whew! I'm not looking forward to crossing that one. Now, our first film stars Kevin Bacon. Yes, Kevin Bacon, who most people don't actually know is Canadian. So in this film, we will be watching Canadian bacon being cooked in the Nevada sun, standing aside Fred Ward, who plays his, one of the 2 titular characters that run Val and Earl's maintenance service. God, these guys were the original bromance. They had the strongest bromance ever put to film, aside from Franco and Rogan. I mean, it's pretty close. Now, this movie takes place in Perfection, Nevada, which actually will come to be known as something a lot better in the 4th film. Now, the monsters that cause the aforementioned tremors that this movie is titled after are these gigantic worm creatures called graboids, or at least that's what they started calling them because, well, they come out of the ground and they grab you. It's like, ah, Jesus. It's basically sock puppets. Yeah, no joke. Well, okay, let me elaborate just a little on the sock puppet thing. Now, what I mean by sock puppets is that there are tentacles that come out of the giant worms' mouths. And you see these tentacles kind of snake around. They're mostly done with wires, like a lot of other special effects are done with serpentine creatures. They're a wire-controlled thing with someone with a joystick standing back doing all the stuff. But for the scenes where the actors are actually there, they have the horror of a sock puppet. Yes. This will scare... I have nightmares about these things, I really do. Okay, enough of that. I've started getting pulled in. I'm going too deep, Leo. Okay, now, what, in most people's opinion, would be a cheap monster movie would make this my favorite one? Well, first off, we have Kevin Pork starring alongside Burt Ward, which are 2 great actors and have a lot of chemistry. Fred Ward actually is one of the lesser-known actors of his time. The dude is great! And anyone who wants more of him needs to check out Remo Williams' The Beginning, which, oh dude, it's the best cheesy 80s action movie ever. And speaking of cheesy movies, you might be noticing a trend with me. I love a lot of cheesy movies. I really do. I love the 80s action cheese. I was really raised on it. That Chuck Norris, the Chuck Norris style of genre, whatever, of movie that is focused so heavily on just stupid stuff. I know it's stupid. I get it. Trust me. But I love it so much. It's what got me into movies, man. I love it. I can't stop. I really can't. Christ, I even bought a small pack of action movies just because Bruce Campbell was in one, who I freaking love Bruce Campbell. But we're getting off topic. You know why we're getting off topic? Because I ramble and I have a lot of energy. I've had about 9,000 milligrams of caffeine this morning, so I'm a little wigging out. So, we're going to be starting on Tremors, and for those of you country music fans out there, this movie stars the very, very lovely, my God, you know, I really wish she was single, Reba McEntire, the country singer, and I'm not going to make any bones about it. Yes. But she plays the wife of survivalist and gun enthusiast Burt Gummer, who will come to be of greater importance later in this series. Because at a certain point, he sort of takes over the franchise after the two lead actors sort of bail. This whole film is set up with a Jaws-like structure. At the beginning, you just find a couple of dismembered sheep, body here and there. They find a man who's dead hanging from an electrical pole, which they climb up, check on the guy's like, well, he's just drunk. They climb up, and he's starved to death up there. It was horrible. Well, okay, horrible for them, whatever. And in this movie, they start to learn different things about these monsters by, well, killing them. The first one they ever run into, they end up killing by means of crushing it into a concrete wall. And this is a 20-some-odd foot gigantic worm creature. This thing is monstrous. It's about that big. Yeah, I know you can't see where my hands are, that's the point. It's about that big. And this thing is ridiculous. And this thing has skin thick enough to where most bullets aren't even going to penetrate it. I know the joke you're making in your head, stop it. Seriously, dude, not cool. But you may be wondering, well, okay, so how do they get out of this? How do they kill these giant monsters, basically? Well, the first few they kill with actually baiting them into swallowing explosives, which works very well. Because Burt, being the god among men that he is, has a ton of explosives on hand. Burt and his wife Heather, played by Reba McEntire, and Burt himself, played by Michael Gross, who will take on more and more significance as the series goes on, as its patriarch, basically. Even though Kevin and Fred kind of bail pretty early. So, anyway, Kevin, Sausage, and Robin, they're just kind of trucking along the desert trying to outrun these things, which at a certain point leads to what I would consider the best use of pole vaulting in a movie. Well, pole vaulting in the loosest sense of the word. They use some poles to jump between rocks because these creatures cannot go through rock. They can only move through the loose sand that covers the majority of the canyon that they live in. So, you know, yeah, things happen. And they find a way to win the day, of course. After several attempts to kill these things, they start using bombs. And these bombs are generally tied to, let's say, remote-controlled trucks that just kind of, they sort of just buzz around, and these things will come up and eat them because they think they're food. And then things get interesting. They get down to one bomb left and one giant monster who spit out the last bomb, who would have none of this stuff. He ain't having that. No. So what happens? Who's going to do this? They get ready to try and figure out what's going on. And Kevin and Fred are standing there. It comes to the point of, okay, someone needs to do this. Someone needs to make the sacrifice play. Someone needs to lay down on that wire. So they play rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to do it. Okay, fine. I'll risk my life on that. They get ready to run. 1, 2, and Kevin kicks him in the balls, grabs the bomb, and runs off. And you may be wondering, well, what happens? Does he get eaten? Pretty close. He almost does. He almost gets eaten, which, yeah, that's a little shocking to me. But the thing is, this thing is coming towards him, and there's a cliff. He gets the bright idea. These things don't like a lot of loud noises. They navigate by sound because they have no eyes, as you can see from the picture that I put up. Hopefully, dude, come on, put it up in the editing, seriously. Don't be a jerk, come on. Now, I know you're thinking, well, okay, so it doesn't like loud noises. Big deal. I don't like loud noises either. What's the problem? So, what he does, he takes the bomb, rips the fuse out, except for just a touch, and he gets this thing to come at him, while everyone else is hiding on the rocks. This thing is barreling towards him, and he gets the bright idea. Okay, I'm going to goat this thing. He's standing at the edge of a cliff. lights the bomb, waits for it, tosses behind it, the explosion makes it run, it goes culling through the side of the cliff, careening down, which led to probably the most quoted line in the movie, "Can you fly, sucker?" That will be very ironic later on in the series, trust me. Around movie 3, that'll be very ironic, and Kevin's going to regret ever saying that. The good thing is, he's not in that movie anymore. He's not. And you're wondering, why haven't I mentioned anyone else in these 4? Because if you don't get eaten, you're kind of just not important. Even if you do get eaten, you're still not important. But guys, that is the first in the video in this little series that I'm going to be doing. There's going to be 4 more videos after this. They're going to be up on the site, and hopefully this will be up on the Drunken Mule Productions YouTube page, which is a small production company that myself and Double K Kentucky Killbilly are starting up from the ground up. You're wondering, well, how can it be a production studio if it's just the 2 of you? Shut up, because it is. Because I said so. Guys, if you liked, leave a like. If you got something to say, hit the comments, and remember, if you didn't like it, everyone's a critic.